So, hello everyone, and very good evening to all of you. And first of all, I would like to welcome all of you in this very first session of Innovation by Design course. And these are basically the live sessions. And yes, so before we start the session, what we'll do is that we'll have a very quick round of introduction. It's important for all of us to know each other, to understand what kind of mix we have in our session, so that it will also help me in terms of conducting the sessions. Okay, so I'll start a quick round of introduction from myself. I'll just wait for one more minute. Okay, great. So my name is Abhishek Srivastav, and I'm currently pursuing a PhD from IIT Roorkee. And before joining my doctoral journey, I was basically working as a designer. And yes, so I was working as a designer. And in terms of my education, I had done my bachelor's of architecture and master's of industrial design from SPA Delhi. After that, I was working for a period of 8 years. I worked in Infosys, Think Design, and then I started a brief stint of my own company as a startup. Then I ventured into teaching positions, and I was teaching in different design institutes across India. And then I thought that I should, start my research journey. So, wherein I recently joined PhD program at IIT Roorkee in the Department of Design. Okay, so that's a very, very brief introduction of me. So what I'll do is I'll also request all of you to please, at least in this particular first session, please turn on your camera so that we are able to see each other. We are able to know each other much better. And what I'll do is I'll read out the names in the order of which, it is being displayed in my system. And you can briefly introduce yourself. What you can tell is that your name, your designation, whether you're a student or a professional or a retired guy. So we have had a very mixed range of audience in our past courses. So it's always good to know, I mean, what kind of age group we are having, what kind of different professions people are joining in. Right. So, just these brief introduction. If you are from a institute or a college, if you can tell your college name. If you are from an industry, if you can tell the name of the industry, and your location, because that helps us to understand how far the reach of NPTEL is in terms of geographical locations. Right. So, I'll start with the first name here. The name is Astha Agarwal. Hi, Astha. If you can please tell us about yourself. If you can unmute and speak, I think that will also be helpful. And if you can, turn on your
Sure,
camera,
sure, sure.
I think that will be
I'm
much
audible.
appreciated. Yes, you are audible. If you can turn on your camera also, I think it's a request to all of you. If you can turn on your camera, at least for this particular first session, it will be good. Okay. Yes, Astha, please.
Sir, if you don't mind, I would like to keep my cams off for right now,
Fine,
since
fine.
we're
No,
just
no
getting
issues.
getting to know each other. So, hello everyone. I'm Astha Agarwal, and right now I'm studying my bachelor's in product and industrial as a specialization in design. So yeah, I was on to NPTEL through my classes in school, but I also got recommendation from my professors. So yeah, I joined it then, particularly for this course because I wasn't knowing about this one before. Because the problem that I was
Astha, we are not able to hear you right now.
Am I not audible?
Now we can hear you. You're on mute somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I was just telling that through NPTEL, I was just facing one issue that when I was searching for some particular course, so I wasn't getting all the courses listed in like columns. It was just showing me some random courses and I was just struggling with that. So I just thought of we discuss. And yes, I'm very happy about that. And it's great to talk to you. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Okay, thank you, Asta. I'm very sorry. I mean, I lost you a couple of times. I don't know where is the issue. Is it at your end or my end? But I would like to know your which year you are in and which college you are pursuing your education from. Sorry, I still can't hear you. If you want, you can actually type in the chat box. That will also be fine. Okay. We'll go to the next person. It's Aryan Kumar. Hi, Aryan. If you're there, if you can hear me, if you can please briefly introduce yourself.
I'm sorry, I just lost the connection. I didn't even know I was just talking.
Hi, Asta. Welcome back. So I just wanted to know, I mean, which year you are in and which college?
First year. Right now I'm in a lovely professional university. So yeah, I'm doing my second semester right now.
All right, all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, sir.
Okay. Now we have Ashwini Solanki. Ashwini, if you can hear me,
Yeah. Hi,
please.
hi
Yes.
Abhishek.
Hi, hi. Welcome.
Hi Abhishek. Good to be part of this online live session. So currently I am working professional, working in UX design, and so just a few courses that has been launched in NAPTEL portal. So I just wanted to explore what new that is coming up. So that is why to just gain much more, few more insight into it. So that is why I'm here in the course.
Interesting. So, if you can please tell me where you are working and what is the location?
I'm working in HCL Tech and based out of Noida.
Based out of Noida. Okay. Hello. So, do you have a prior design background, or you started with the UX design? Just wanted to know.
Yeah, I have the design background, wherein I have done my CFA certification, CUA certification as well as, and I have also enrolled for HFA course from IDC Mumbai. So that I did, and post that I enrolled into the job. I get into the job, and so right now I am having 10+ year of experience
Great, great.
working on most of the SaaS product and something like that.
Okay, okay. So, most welcome, most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Then we have Dhanush. Dhanush, if you can hear me. Kirthana and Mr. Raman. Kinshuk Raman.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Yeah, I mean, we are just hearing all of us. I mean, a brief introduction, what you are doing and where you are from. If you're starting your college and if you are in job, you're,
Sir, thank you, sir. Good evening. My name is Kinsuk Raman. Okay. I've studied for BSc IT. Okay. And I'm studying in Amity University College. Okay.
which location?
Sir, in for Noida.
Noida. Okay, all right, all right. So, Kinshuk, you are doing this as a part of academic requirement or it is more like out of interest you are doing it?
Sir, actually, I have a from NPTEL for get connecting design for my college. So say we college today we can do for join this design. You can completing this course individually. So my college will do so instruction to say you can join this course.
All right,
All
all
our
right.
students, all the students in this doing MPTL.
अच्छा, अच्छा। नहीं, मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था कि आपका जो इसका जो कोर्स रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो इसके क्रेडिट्स ऐड होंगे आपके एकेडमिक उसमें या फिर इट इज़ मोर लाइक आउट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आप कर रहे हो?
Hello.
या कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, what I was asking is that the credits which will be given out of this course, will it be added in your academics?
I can academic AIT, academy for AIT. Okay, because I have doing from course this choosing for BSc IT because I have very interested in this subject. I like the computer for programming C++ and Java.
ठीक है, ऑल
But
राइट, ऑल राइट, यस।
but I think so, sir. This coordinating design course the first time because this my एमआईटी कॉलेज में रहता है सर कि एमआईटी कॉलेज में हम लोग को इंस्ट्रक्शन मिला था कि ये आपको ये करना है ये कोर्स तो
ठीक है,
इसलिए
गॉट इट, आई अंडरस्टूड, ऑल राइट, ओके। वी हैव आर्श, आर्श आर यू देयर? नागेश्वर, Nageshwar, if you are there, if you can please unmute yourself and tell us about yourself.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. My name is
Great.
Nageshwar Amborkar. I am graduated from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University and now working in Indorama Synthetics India Limited as an automation and robotics engineer.
कहाँ पे, where are you located? नागेश्वर, आप कहाँ पे हैं? Where are you located?
Sir, Nagpur.
Nagpur. Okay. Welcome, Nageshwar.
Thank you, sir.
Then we have Rajkumar. Rajkumar Das. Basically, what we are doing is we are doing quick round of introduction, and if you can tell us about yourself, Rajkumar Das. Okay. Ram Kumar C. Mr. Ram Kumar.
Sir, yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hello. Good evening.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
You want me to tell about myself, sir?
Yes. A brief introduction.
Yeah, sir. This is Professor Ram Kumar from Savita School of Management, sir. I'm having 15 years of teaching experience in management. I handle subjects human resource management and specialized in HR, international business management. My qualification is MBA, MA Sociology, MCom, net with JRF, MA Political Science, sir.
Nice, sir. Nice. So, where are you located, sir?
Chennai, sir. Chennai.
Chennai. Okay. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, Mr. Sajid, you have recently joined. Basically, हम लोग एक quick round of introduction ले रहे हैं. So, if you can tell us about yourself briefly.
Sir, I'm not able to hear your voice properly, sir. Unable
Uh,
to hear your voice properly. It's breaking.
okay, but okay, fine. I'll see what can I do from here. But can you briefly introduce yourself?
Sir, my name is Sajid, sir. Actually, I come from, I'm a student from Savita College of Liberal Arts and Science. I'm studying BSc Computer Science. I'm interested in for becoming something good, something in software field. I want to achieve something in software field, and I have a brief thinking that I would go to heights, like with my hard work and complete of my smart work, I'll go to big heights. So that's I achieve great heights at that also.
Very appreciable. Thank you, Sajid. Thank you so much. Mr. Sanjay, Sanjay, if you can hear me, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है, संजय?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी. Please quickly introduce yourself.
Sir, I am Sanjay, pursuing in Mutaimal Engineering College in Electrical Engineering in second year, sir.
Okay. And where are you located, Sanjay?
Sir, I am in Tamil Nadu in Namakkal districts.
All right, all right. Welcome, Sanjay.
Welcome. Thank you, sir.
We have Suganthi. Suganthi,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
hello, ma'am. Yes.
This is Dr. Shuganti, working as associate professor in the College of Savita College of Liberal Arts and Science, located in Chennai, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we have missed out a few people. I'll just go back and see if they are there. We have Mr. Abhishek. Arun Chand. Mr. Arun Chand. Uh, Mr. Dayanand. Mr. Dayanand Giri, if you're there. And I think a couple of more names were there. Kirthana. Kirthana, if you're there, if you can please briefly introduce yourself. Ki- Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. A brief introduction, please.
Yeah, sir. This is Kirtana. I'm studying in PhD College, Coimbatore, and currently I'm pursuing BA Economics.
B economics. Interesting. Welcome, ma'am. We have Joseph. Joseph, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Joseph Sabu from FISAT BTech Tripling.
BTech which year?
Tripling second year.
All right, all right. Welcome, Joseph. Um, and let me go back to Rahul Kumar. If you're there, if you can please introduce yourself. Rajkumar Das and Vimla Rajkumar Das is there.
Hello, sir. Myself Rajkumar Das. I am from West Bengal, and currently I am studying University of Mumbai, first year student, pursuing integrated BSc plus MSc course in mathematics.
Okay, okay. Welcome, Rajkumar. And we also have Miss Vimla Devi. If you can please introduce yourself, Vimla Devi. Okay, so if there is anyone left, if I've missed out anyone, you can please unmute yourself and you can introduce yourself. If anyone is left as of now. All right, all right. I think more or less we have covered most of the learners here. So once again, I welcome all of you to this particular course. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all of you for opting this course, which has been being run since last couple of years and have had a lot of enrollments in this particular course. We have seen a lot of people opting for this course, and not only students, the professionals, people who are in their jobs with a lot of experience, people from academia, and including people who have retired, from their profession, they have been opting these courses. So I think this kinds of clears the picture that how much in demand this course is. And it's a privilege to assist all of you learners in this particular process of this course of innovation by design. As you're all aware, it's a 4 week course, and the intent of these particular sessions are that these are called the problem solving sessions or the live sessions, wherein my role would be to address your issues. If you have any issues with respect to the content or with respect to access to the content, and if you're not able to understand the NPTEL platform, wherein to take up the quizzes, or how do you see your progress. So for that, all of that, I'm there. What we'll also do is that we'll have a set of 10 questions, just like you have your weekly quizzes. And in this set of 10 questions, we'll be trying to solve these questions which are based on the ongoing week's content. Okay. The idea is to help all of you to understand, what are the typology of questions, how do you address these questions, and when we'll discuss these questions, we'll also know, the thought process of each other, and that will help us, understand, all of us much better in a way, and how the people are thinking about, okay, this could be the right option, or the option D is the right option, right? So when we hear a lot of thought processes, it opens up our mind as well. We also become broad minded, and it helps us understand a complete picture of what we say, profiling and backgrounding, so that we address these questions in a much better way. All right. So what I'll do is I'll put up my screen on share, and maybe just one of you can please tell me if you are able to see my screen, and we'll proceed with the session.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. All right. So as we all know, I think everybody knows the course name is Innovation by Design. The course instructor is Professor V.K. Chakravarti sir, who is from IDC IIT Bombay, and he's also heading the DIC there, which is the Design Innovation Center. My name, as I've mentioned, is Abhishek Srivastav. I'm currently pursuing my doctoral research at Department of Design, IIT Roorkee. And once again, welcome all of you to the very first live session of the Innovation by Design course. So we'll discuss the general agenda for these live sessions. Like I mentioned, I mean the intent is to help you in the current run of courses. So in the current run of courses, I mean, as you are aware of, it's a 4 week course, and each week there is a quiz. So each week there is one quiz, and that quiz is very much specific to the week's content. All right. So that particular week's content and the quiz pertains to that. So each week there is a quiz. So since it's a 4 week course, so we can expect 4 quizzes overall in this particular run of courses. Right. What we'll do is we'll discuss and solve previous year assignments. So what it means is that currently you are witnessing a set of questions in a quiz. Okay. So for all the 4 quiz, there will be a set of 10 questions. Right. And what we'll do is we'll discuss the previous year's assignments. So the idea is that, we'll understand the typology of questions, how the questions are being framed, and how do we, address these questions, so that you are able to make much more informed decision about, attempting the current set of questions. We'll also discuss about, how the questions are being marked, because there is a certain, principle which is involved in each of these questions, and there is a marking criteria. All these things we'll be discussing in this particular presentation. What we'll also do is that we'll respond to the queries and questions. Discussion forum is a very interesting platform which has been offered by the NPTEL. We'll see in this presentation, how do we utilize this particular functionality of discussion forum, which basically goes to the Google discussion forum. right? And the idea is that you are able to ask questions in that particular forum. The main benefit of these forum is that, it includes all the learners who are enrolled in the particular course, right? So all the learners of this particular course of NPTEL, which is Innovation by Design, all those will be present. This will also include me as a TA, and this will also include some of the NPTEL members who will be keeping a watch on that group, because there are certain issues pertaining to access of the content related to, some people are having certain issues with the loading of the content and all. So all these three stakeholders are present in the group. And what happens is that if you ask a question in that particular group, all these different stakeholders, they get notified. So the benefit is that if you are having an issue, if you post it and there is one more person who is having similar issue, it gets resolved by itself, right? By itself, I mean the moment I get a notification that, this question has been posted, I'll try to respond to it as soon as possible. And my response is also visible to all these stakeholders, right? So all these people will also get notified when I drop in a response to that particular question. So one platform gives access to, all the learners. All of you, I would encourage to please use the discussion forum functionality of NPTEL. Obviously, in the live sessions, you can also raise your doubts, but I would suggest that, a discussion forum is a much better platform, because each one of us can actually learn from it. Even those who are not taking part in the live sessions can actually, get benefited from the discussion forum. Okay, so there are some expectations from all of you who are joining the course. I would request all of you to keep your mic on mute. The idea is that all these sessions are recorded and these are uploaded on YouTube, right? So it's a mandate that, all these session gets recorded, and the idea behind that is, many a times, you might be having certain obligations for students. They might be having classes or mid semester examinations. From a professional point of view, you might have certain meetings or certain things or certain engagements which, you cannot skip. So these recorded sessions will be uploaded on YouTube, and whenever you have time, whenever you have that luxury of time, whether you're traveling or in the night or whenever you throughout the day, you can actually access these content. Okay. So this is basically pertaining to, how the learners can get benefited more irrespective of their current engagement, right? So you will have that access each and every time. You may unmute yourself to speak if you have any questions or while responding. So I think everybody understands that. आप कभी भी unmute कर सकते हैं. You can ask a question when we are discussing. Anyways, all these set of 10 questions जो हम आज भी discuss करेंगे, there also I will encourage all of your participation. One thing which is important to keep in mind is that in these sessions, we are not evaluating you. We are not giving you any marks. It is just a practice session. So you don't have to feel the burden of performance. Okay. So based on your understanding of the week's content, you can actually reply to those questions. Or again, I'm saying we are not marking anyone. We are not judging anyone. So feel free to respond to those questions. Okay. Like I mentioned, please use the discussion forum functionality. How to use it, I would just tell you. So when you log in with your mail ID, this is how the screen looks like. Okay. Uh, this is the announcement section wherein you can get all your, notifications with respect to the announcements. It is inclusive of your assignment deadlines. It is inclusive of your examination, deadlines of registration and, hall ticket and everything. All these notifications will be mentioned in the announcement section. About the course tab is basically including all your lecture, all your modules, all your content. It is all present in the about the course tab. Now, ask a question is basically a tab which actually leads you to the discussion forum, right? So all of you who might face any issue or are having any issue, use this functionality. Click here. You'll be landing on a discussion forum page powered by Google. And on that, you can actually ask a question. Okay. Progress tab will be activated the moment you start submitting your quizzes, right? So I think the name is quite self-explanatory. As in when you will submit a quiz, and once the evaluation is done, the marking will be put up and it will be visible to you, right? So the progress tab, I think I have a screenshot of it. We'll see, how it looks like. Okay. So on the left hand tab, this is the tab wherein you will see all the content, right? So from week 1 to week 2 to week 3, week 4, all the content will be placed stationed in the left widget. Okay, this particular widget, this will be having all the content, right? Okay. Now, talking about, as I mentioned earlier, that all these sessions are being recorded and it will be uploaded on YouTube. So how do you access that? So this is the YouTube channel wherein all the previous recordings of the courses will be put up. And this also includes the presentation deck. Now, what is a presentation deck? Now, whatever we are discussing right now, this is created in a PPT, and PPT along with all these annotations which we are doing right now, we'll try to export it into a PDF, and it will also be uploaded in a Google Shared Drive, and which will be having access to all of you. And so just after this particular session and maybe after a couple of days, how you'll access is that you'll get a problem solving session link here. Okay. Like I mentioned in the previous slide that, there's a course outline where you can see all your courses. At the bottom of it, you will find problem solving session. When you click on this particular thing, it will lead you to most probably an Excel sheet in which you can actually see the week wise content. So week 1, 2, 3, 4. There will be a common folder for based on a drive of Google, wherein you'll find all the PDF deck. And for each week content, there will be a YouTube link, right? So you can actually access it from there itself. Okay. Right. I think these are the basic important aspects of the course. So the course name is Innovation by Design. It is by Professor V.K. Chakravarti sir, who is from IDDC, IIT Bombay, and who is also heading the DIC there, which is Design Innovation Center. He has a lot of courses like the one which you are taking up. There is also a course on design technology, something related to that. And then there is another course on understanding incubation and entrepreneurship. So there are 3 to 4 courses which are being floated by sir. And the course is 4 weeks duration, which started on 22nd of January and it will end by 16th of Feb. Now, week 1 assignment deadline is 7th Feb, right? So I'll tell you, why. So assignment can also be termed as quiz. Quiz is the term which is used in the portal along with assignment. So don't confuse. These are not separate things, but we are essentially speaking about the same thing. Okay. So assignment or quiz are the same thing. And the deadline for the week 1 is 7th Feb. So before that, you have to submit it. So it is especially important for those who are doing it for credit concerns or who are doing it for getting a certificate from the NPTEL. So from that perspective, you need to really be watchful of these dates, assignment dates, right? The final exam of this particular course is tentatively scheduled on 23rd of March. And if you're opting for a certificate, you will also have to appear in a physical examination, right? You'll get an option of choosing whether in the first half or in the second half. So based on your convenience, you can actually opt whether you want to go for a pre-lunch questionnaire or a post-lunch exam. And this exam will be computer based, most probably computer based. There are 2 formats of examination. One is digitally on a screen and the other is paper and pen, right? So that clarity we'll get by the end of the course. Okay, by the end of 4 weeks, we'll get that clarity whether it will be computer based or pen and paper based. And but this examination, you'll have to go to a physical center. Okay, it's not something that you can attempt from your home. आपको एक physical center में जाना पड़ेगा, just like you have your class 10th and 12th board examination, something like that. You'll have to go to a physical center, and but then there are a lot of convenience given. You can choose the city which you want in a based of certain hierarchy, and you'll be allotted a particular city, and you'll have to go with the admit card, to appear for the examination. All right. The course is free to enroll, so anybody can enroll it for free. There is no money charged. The money is only charged if you want a certificate, right? So those of you who need it for academic requirement or from a certification point of view, you will have to pay the registration fee for the examination, which is rupees 100. Uh, the deadline is before 12th Feb. It will be 1000 rupees. Sorry, I misspelled as 100. It's 1000 rupees before the 12th of Feb if you register. If you register between 12 to 16, there will be a late fee charge. Okay. So if you're opting and you have that kind of requirement, it's always better to do it before that, right? There are certain more conditions. So if you belong to a certain category, whether SC/ST or PWD, you'll be getting certain fee waiver in this particular options as well. Okay. Now this part is really important. So please be watchful. Okay. Now, criteria to get a certificate. So just like your semester examinations, if you have gone through, there are two major components. One is the internals and the other is externals. By internal, what we mean is your internal assessments. By external, we mean when, you are opting for your final examination. So what happens is that like you have the quizzes, you have quizzes 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we do is that we take the best three of these. Okay. So there are probability that, not in all four you are able to perform well, but we'll consider best three. And the weightage of it would be 25%. Right. Another thing, which is the physical examination I've been talking about, will be given more weightage because it is going to be a proctored examination and it will have a weightage of 75%. Okay. So ये weightage आपका proctored examination का है, which you will go and you will appear. Okay. And the total sum will be calculated out of 100. Now there are certain conditions in this and this as well. Okay. The condition is that out of the 4 courses, you need to achieve a score of greater than equal to 10, and your exam score need to be greater than equal to 30. If you match both of these criterias, by default you will score more than 40 out of 100, which will be required for your certificate generation, right? So individually, if you do not qualify these criterias, you might not get the certificate. Okay. So it's written, if one of the two criterias is not met, you will not get the certificate. So you need to, score more than equal to 10 and more than equal to 30 out of 100 marks, right? I'll just keep a check on the video once. There was a message, so I'll just. Okay, so there were few students who are waiting in the lobby. Okay, all right. So I'm sorry. I mean, we need to do that check. And thank you for messaging, Mr. Arvind, because in past there were certain issues wherein we had to remove certain people from the call, and we have been informed that we have to make sure that the people are able to join in and the people who are joining in are the genuine ones. Okay. So for that, we have kept a check. So I would request all the participant to please, try to join by 6, or you can take 5-10 minutes margin. That is acceptable. But please do join in the right time so that, we are able to derive most from these particular sessions. Okay. So I'll get back to the presentation. Right. So we were basically discussing about the examination certificate and what are the criteria one need to fulfill. Okay. Now talking about week one. Week one was basically about these 3-4 topics, and we'll also do a quick content recap so that you are able to catch up. What were the things which were discussed. Yes. Somebody has any doubt? Uh, if somebody has any doubt, you can please unmute and please speak up. Yes, please. We'll just wait for a while. Let us first discuss these doubts. Yes, Kinshuk, please tell.
Sir, I can see the NPTEL mail and I see the models, module 1, module 2 assessment.
Hmm.
After session, we next session we start in this next class. How will we giving the PPT in the mail? The basically सर आप वो फिर आप कैसे फॉरवर्ड करेंगे सर जब वो पीपीटी आप स्टार्ट करवाएंगे पढ़ाना मॉड्यूल 1?
नहीं देखिए, मॉड्यूल वन का जो कंटेंट है ना, जो मेन कंटेंट है, दैट इज अवेलेबल ऑन योर एनपीटीएल प्लेटफॉर्म, राइट? तो जो
ओके
आपका जो एनपीटीएल प्लेटफॉर्म है, वो जो मेन लेक्चर्स हैं, वो वही आपके मेन लेक्चर्स हैं। अभी क्या हो रहा है कि वट एवर वी आर डिस्कसिंग इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन, जो भी प्रेजेंटेशन
हाँ
विच वी हैव मेड एंड सैम्पल सेट ऑफ जो हमारे 10 क्वेश्चंस हैं, दैट वी विल
हाँ
कन्वर्ट इनटू अ पीडीएफ फॉर्म। ठीक है? और
ओके सर
उसको हमें गूगल ड्राइव पे अपलोड करेंगे। आपको जैसे मैंने बताया था ड्यूरिंग द स्क्रीन कि एक आपके पास यू विल गेट अ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग सेशन का एक लिंक जनरेट होगा आफ्टर कपल ऑफ डेज प्रोबेबली। द मोमेंट दिस सेशन इज ओवर, आई बिलीव इन 1 or 2 days वो लिंक जनरेट होगा। फ्रॉम दैट लिंक यू विल बी एबल टू एक्सेस ऑल द यूट्यूब रिकॉर्डिंग्स एज वेल एज द पीडीएफ्स।
ओके थैंक
ठीक है, so don't worry about it. It will be accessible to you, and the NPTEL team will actually, update it. So the moment the problem solving session tabs becomes activated in your, left widget, you can actually see all the previous PDFs and recordings. Okay.
Is there any attendance on this Google Meet?
We are not capturing individual attendance, but we what we usually do is that we keep an overall count of how many people have joined in, right? So through Google Meet, we get that particular figure of how many people are attending. But it's not like your attendance is being marked. It's always welcome that you come and attend these sessions so that you can generate and derive maximum benefit from these courses. Okay. Do we have any further questions? Any issue with respect to login or all right? Let's go back to our presentation. I'll share my screen. Right. If any one of you can please tell me if you're able to see the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
Visible,
screen.
sir.
sir.
बहुत बढ़िया, thank you so much. Okay, so these are just the quick highlights of the week one content. We talked about the 7 C's or the 7 concerns, or the Chakku's 7 C's, which has been discussed about, which starts from the cause and ends with the connection, and we'll look more about it. We also talked about design thinking and collaboration, understanding users, and there was a detail on the first C, which is the cause, right? This was Jaipur Foot, which was given in the form of ALM, which is the additional learning material, right? So additional learning materials are usually given in the form of either a YouTube link, or it could be in a form of a PDF case study, right? So depending upon which week's content you are, you can actually visit this, and this is basically for additional learning. So if you have the liberty of time, you want to know more about these particular topics, it's always good to visit ALM, because there can be certain questions which can be asked in your quizzes from these additional learning materials as well, right? So do not skip it. These are also quite critical and important, and please visit them as well. Okay. So now what I want is that we'll have a very quick engagement screen. So what you need to do is, I believe all of you must be having a mobile phone and you must be having an internet connection. Okay. You need to scan this particular QR code, or what also you can do is you can, go to slido.com and enter this particular hash code. And you need to tell me in brief words, what motivated you to take up this course. Okay. Now, it'll take maybe 1 minute or so. So you can please, activate yourself, take up your phones, just scan it and write, what motivated you to take up this course. Now, this is essentially important because we are having a mix of and a diverse crowd, and it will always help us, to understand, what people have motivations in their mind, so that, we are able to, offer these sessions in a much more better way, right? So if you can please, take some time and just, take some time, scan your phone and just type in your motivations. Okay.
Oh no. And
If anybody has any doubt, you can please ask me. What motivated you to take up this course? And you can be very honest. If it is an academic requirement, you can tell. If it is a professional requirement, that also you can tell. And if it is your interest and passion, that also you can mention. Okay. So, since we are not seeing any names, it is anonymous. So feel free to, respond to this. Okay. So we have got one input from a participant. As a person interested in design and likes being creative, I choose this course. Okay, that's very interesting. Welcome. Academic requirement, I see. I could actually see it. A lot of people were students and they have been asked to take up a course. So that's perfectly fine. Okay. Okay. More people typing in. Okay. Especially human-centric approach. I have done so many design things, but to understand deeply and craft human-centric in my day-to-day design and how we can approach to solve them. Okay, very well elaborated. Thank you so much. As we know that innovation became a key for successful entrepreneurs, this might be a basic platform. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yes. A lot of times what we have seen is that people, start with taking courses like understanding design and innovation by design. And then eventually they get so much involved that they start taking more courses related to design from NPTEL. Okay, so if you find this course interesting, there are many other courses which you can actually take up, and this can become a base for you. So, like I mentioned about understanding incubation and entrepreneurships, so if you are having that, uh, knack of, going towards a startup, I think it's a great course. You must join in. As TAs to make assignment and for replying out through the forum, how it can be interrelated with technology, career development, and learning new things. I want to learn more information about design thinking and I want to improve my knowledge. Okay, well done. I'm working as a new product design leader. We are now moving towards to identify new products in our organization. Okay, I believe this course will upskill. So I think the audience would also appreciate this. We are having so much diverse crowd. People who are design leaders who are in the industry are also taking up this particular course, and they are finding this thing useful. So I think I'm very appreciable that all of you have taken this course. I'm motivated to learn new things. I want to become like Elon Musk. Okay, so we have role models as well. Okay, great. As TA to make assignments and for replying doubt through forum. Okay, I'll need to connect with you as well. So please ping me separately as well. Mm, okay, I think we have received more or less all of the things. There are a couple of people who are still typing in. Please be quick. We would like to know your perspective as well. Career development and learning new things. Okay, well done. I was asked as a force of competition trigger. I'm very multidisciplinary. I love to explore the more I can. Of course, a peek into IT classes, never missing a chance. Happy to take it. It was amazing to learn how interesting projects work upon. And okay. So I hope you'll have a better perspective. Once we complete all our 4 sessions. Great. So thank you so much for participating in this poll. I think we have got a brief idea about a lot of aspects, ranging from design to courses. Hmm, interesting. We'll just have a quick look uh, if there is anybody waiting in the waiting room. Okay, there are a couple of people. Again, I would request please join by 6 o'clock, because the moment the presentation starts, it becomes little difficult to see and admit people. My apologies, but I'm also I have certain issues to handle with. So if you can please, all of you, be on time. 10-15 minutes leverage is always there. But if you can please, join in by that time, it will be really helpful. Okay, so we have got a good picture of why people took up this course. Very honest feedbacks as well, and I think we'll keep these things in mind as we move forward in our presentations and in our subsequent sessions. Great. So I'll just reshare my screen. There is some issue with the presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. People are still pouring in. Okay, I'll put my screen on share once again. Okay, so I would request once again, if you are able to see the screen, please, just give me a heads up.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Great, great, great. So what we'll do is we'll do a quick content recap on what all things were discussed in this particular past week, because there could be a possibility that some of you are not able to go through the course. All right. So we have Professor Neena Sabnani, who is from IDC School of Design, and Professor VK Chakravarti sir, who is basically the course instructor for this particular course. And he talked about his collaborative model of innovation, wherein he talked about three distinct teams or the parts, which includes the core team, the support team, and the external team. Okay, we discussed about the Chakku 7C. The 7Cs are basically the seven concerns. It could be termed as a process of innovation, and how do you proceed, how do you start, and how do you end a particular product, and which product do you call innovation. So all that clarity was being given in the course. These are the seven C's. Like I mentioned, it starts with a cause and it ends with a connection, and all the C's are very, very critical and important. And you have to go through all these stages, and you have to, pass through the, pitfalls or the valley of deaths as well, in order to reach this stage of innovation. The first week content was primarily about first T, which was the cause, and a couple of examples were also given during the course. We got a case study of policeman stick. If people have seen it, I think it gives a good clarity and good picture of how the design process proceeded in this particular case. The role of quick prototyping and mockups was also been evident in this particular case. These were the existing policeman sticks which were being used, and eventually they come up with a new design, which we will see down the line. So this was a checklist which was created. It offers rest, it is easy to operate, support while standing. There was a selling price to it, and easy to procure. Okay, and here is Professor Chakravarti actually showing the quick mockup which was created. They used a chair handle, they cut it up into two pieces, and they fixed. So this is a chair handle, the two chair handle were cut. It was fixed with a, who can tell me what is this? If you have seen the content, you would be able to address. Okay, this is the chair handle. What was this? कोई बता सकता है? Anyone? And this is your stick. Somebody would have seen the content, no? किसी ने तो देखा होगा. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Nobody saw the content. Come on, please speak up. Okay, so that remains a mystery. Okay, I would expect any one of you to figure it out, and please tell me during this presentation. Okay? Now, this might come as a question and your quiz as well. All right, so please be watchful when you are viewing the content. It's very, very important. Okay, then there were a couple of designs made. There were certain highlights and features which were like detachable, multifunctional, and lightweight. There was also condition given in terms of the international market. How do you project it? in the international market. How do you tag it with sustainability? So that was the tag given to it. And so these were the summations of the module 1 content. Okay, then there was a study on the vein tracer, and it highlighted how it started from the study of blood banks, people visiting, not people, I mean the students visiting the blood banks, and empathizing with the users there, finding out what are the problems, what are the causes. This was their prototype, wherein we can see how the vein tracer is basically working and highlighting the veins in order to take the blood. Okay, this was another very short case of bicycle. uh, Anybody can tell me what was the case about bicycle, please? I'm sure आप लोगों ने content देखा है. You must be aware of the content. Can you please tell me what was the case of bicycle? Anyone? Space consuming. Okay. So Akshay has written space consuming. Well done, Akshay. Anyone else? Why do you think that the bike is hung on a wall?
The problem the people were facing, that they weren't able to get the chance to cycle, the kids particularly, because they have this very small spaces to keep stuff, so they weren't able to bring all the big cycles. So sir has to design something that can be very easable and feasible for them to keep, because it was very difficult for the portableness as well. So yeah, keeping all these little features as people are right typing in for the space consumption. Yeah. So
Great, great. Well done, Astha. So that was the cause. People were of a particular segment. They were not financially that affordable so that they can have huge spaces. So it was the space constraint which, challenged them in terms of, buying bicycles, because they did not have space to keep it. Cycle kahan rakhenge? That was the quote which the professor mentioned. And that is why he, came up with the idea of, making a cycle which does not require much of a space, and could be utilized and put in wherein you don't occupy more space, and there is a space issue is not there. All right, all right. So I'll continue with the presentation. Great, great. So like Astha, please, all of you, please engage in the conversations. It will help us understand more. All right. So I've got one more quick poll. Which of the three product case you like the most? So in the week 1 content, we saw three products being discussed. One was the Jaipur foot, one was the vein tracer, and the third one was the policeman stick. Right? I want you to vote which of the three case you like the most. Okay. Again, the website is the same. If the tab is opened, the new question would be updated in the same link, so you don't have to change the link once again. You have to opt one of them. All right. This is just to understand what is your understanding, and how do you feel which product has made much more of an impact on you. Okay, okay. So we are seeing people giving. Mhm. Yes, I want everybody to please join in. We are almost 30-40 people there in the G Meet. At least half of them should be active. Yeah, I could understand people might not have their mobile phones right now, or there is some other issue, or they might be witnessing this session from mobile, so it might be difficult. But then at least 50% should be available to respond to this quiz. Interesting. So Jaipur foot is getting the maximum attention, then followed by the policeman stick and the vein tracer. Okay. Okay. Nice. 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 There's one more request to all of you, that when you are joining in this session, please check that your names are correct. Okay, there should not be any digits there, or it should not be, some other's name. So please try to be specific in terms of your names. Okay, you need to have your own name, and that is very important because that is the thing which I'll be checking while I'm admitting the people, right? So please, it's preferable to have your own name. Avoid any digits in that particular case, right? Let's see, I mean, what is the final result, and we'll just proceed further. Great. So we've got our result. I mean, people have opted for Jaipur food. It may be because of it has a dedicated video to it. All right. Followed by the policeman stick. Okay. And the vein tracer. Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, putting in your views. Okay. But yes, then we had, summing up for the cause. It's not merely the problem or the reason why a design journey was undertaken. It is a deep need perceived by the designer as something that merits urgent attention. Okay. This is important, that merits urgent attention. Okay. And in the case of vein tracer, the cause came out a deep empathy for the donors who have to endure venipuncture. So, they were getting pricked multiple times. So that was the how the empathy got generated. People are coming there for a good cause and then they are getting pain for it. Okay. Okay. And the Jaipur food, I think a lot of you have already seen the case study of Jaipur food. If you have not seen, please, visit this YouTube link. You'll understand, why people are liking this particular case study a lot more. It's a very interesting aspect. They have their own USP of, coming up with customized, prosthetics for the people who are having, physical limitations. All right. So coming to our question bank. Now, there will be two typology of questions in your quizzes. One will be a single choice question wherein only one answer will be correct, and there will be a multi-select option, as in there will be more than one answer who are correct. Okay. So in the quizzes, you'll see one of these two types. There could be options wherein, you can also have fill in the blanks kind of questions, right? So that too is an applicability which could be there. So, just be watchful. If there is a circle, which means it's a single choice question. If there is a square, it means that, it's a multi-select question. Okay. Now, this again is quite important. It talks about the marking pattern because in our previous experiences, we have found out that the students have come up that, we are not getting rightly marked. So, just to give you a quick preview so that, you are able to understand. Okay. So, if we take the example that, okay, uh, so if the question is who among the below are in the playing 11 of Indian cricket team. Okay. And if your options are, I'm just taking this example for random. Please do not, go with it. It's the principle which needs to be, explained well. All right. So the question is, who among the below are in the playing 11 of Indian cricket team? I can say currently. All right, to avoid any of the issues. Now, if you see the answers, what is the right answer? Anyone? So the options are Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Harbhajan Singh, Ashish Nehra. So who are the
Shubman Gill.
okay? And Rohit
Rohit
Sharma.
Sharma.
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma.
Okay, great. Okay. Now these are the two correct answers. Okay. So this is just an example to help you understand the marking options. Okay. Now, if you are attempting the quiz and let us take the scenario one. All right. Scenario one says if all the options chosen by the student are correct and no incorrect answer has been chosen, then full marks are awarded. Okay. So scenario one is I select A, I select B, and I, submit it. I will get full marks. All right. Let's take scenario 2. If at least one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks. Okay. What I did was in scenario 2, I chose B and I also chose C by mistake. Okay. Although I've selected one correct answer, but I've also chosen C, which is the incorrect response. In this scenario, no marks will be given to me. Okay. I believe I'm clear. And then you have option scenario 3. If only correct answers are chosen, but not all correct answers have been chosen, then partial marks. Okay. So if I select only A and I submit, in this case, I'll get some partial marks because I've chosen the correct answer, but I have not chosen both the correct answers. So I'll get some partial marks. Okay. So I believe now this particular aspect is clear. Okay. So it goes by this marking of partial marking. You might witness that you are getting marks in decimals, and which is probably because of this criteria of marking, which is proportionate criteria, if you fall into one of these criterias, right? So please be watchful and take care of these principles which are running in the background. All right. So let's start with our set of 10 questions. I believe all of you are there. I'll just see how many of you are there and if there is anyone in the waiting. Okay, so people are there in the waiting. Let me, just admit them very quickly. Okay, so we have got 42 participants as of now. Again, I would request you, all of, it's a humble request to all of you. Please try to join in by 6 o'clock so that, our flow remains intact. All right. So the question is, what is the correct sequence of 7 C's? The 7 C's we talked about, it was Chakku's 7 C's. C stands for the concerns. All right. It's coming from Professor Chakravarti. So please read the question once again and try to attempt it. What is the correct sequence of seven
Option C,
C's?
sir.
Okay, somebody said option C. Yes. So what you can do is instead of replying on chat, I would request if you can just unmute yourself and you can just tell me which option is correct and we can then have a discussion. Okay.
It is option C.
Okay. People are saying option C. Anyone else? Which option is correct? Take your time. Just try to read the question. Basically, we are asking about the correct sequence of the 7 C's.
Sir, option C is correct.
All right. Anyone else? Any perspective? Okay, so let us try to look at option C. Since people have voted for option C, it says D is the first one, which is the cause.
The
All right.
cause.
Then comes B, which is the context. Okay. Then comes G, which is the comprehension. Then is F, which is the check part. Then you have E, which is the conception. C, crafting. And the seventh one is the connection. Great, great. Bahut badhiya. So if we look at the 7 C's, like I mentioned, it starts with the cause and it ends with the connection. So if you're even able to remember these two, I think you'll be able to quickly, uh, save time and, respond to this question, right? So you have to, consider all these factors, but there could be a possibility that, here comes C and here comes A. So you have to check all those scenarios. But since in the given options, only A option was present in C, so C could be the very quick and correct way of responding to the question. Okay. But I would request that, all of you just please take a note of this process because then the question can be, reiterated in many other ways and it would be asked in your quizzes. Okay. So be aware, just go through the steps. In all the 4 weeks, we'll understand all these steps individually as well. So, keep a note of, these seven stages, right? We'll go to a second question. The question is, what was used to design a quick working rig for the police stick? Okay. What was
Chair
used
handle.
to,
Can
Of
handle.
course, we just discussed.
anyone else?
Chair handle, sir.
Okay. I think I've already explained that in quite detail. People are able to get it
Yes,
rightly.
sir.
Rightly up there. Yes, if you remember, see, these images are still very important. Okay. Many times you might not read the content, but if the images are present, you'll be able to address these questions. So this is the chair which was, kept. This was the handle of the chair, and it was cut. So both the handles were cut. They were joined in to make the quick working rig. Right. The correct answer is chair handle. Well done. Well done. I'll just take a look at the screen if there are any questions up there. Okay. All right. So you can pause me if you have any questions. You can unmute yourself and you can, respond. Great. We'll go to our third question. What material pattern they have decided to go with to export lathis, the police stick, to the international market? Okay. Take some time, understand the question. What material they decided to go with the export of the lathis or the police stick to the international market? Was it plastic? Was it iron? Was it cane? Was it stainless steel?
So plastic.
Okay, we have got one vote on plastic. Anyone else?
I think it is can because we are talking about lathis.
Uh, Guys, please check your mic. There are some people who are unmuted. Please check your mic. Okay, we have got one person saying cane. Yes. Sir, what was your logic of cane? Okay, let's have more people
So
speaking.
here we are talking about the stick. We are not talking about the handles. Is it?
Yes, we are talking about the stick.
So,
We're talking about the stick.
okay.
Okay.
Plastic.
Okay, people are saying plastic. We've got two votes for plastic,
Uh,
one for cane. Anyone
yeah,
else?
yeah, it should be cane.
Okay.
I think it's cane.
Cane. All right. Anyone
Cane,
else?
sir.
Cane. Okay. Okay. Great. So most of the people are voting for cane. Okay. And why do you think it is cane? Anybody who has mentioned it should be cane? Could you tell me? I mean, what was the preface to it? How they tagged it to be, cane?
Environmental friendly.
Sorry.
Environmental friendly.
Okay. 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 Environmental friendly. All
And
right. All
also
right.
it is durable than plastics, I would say.
Durable. Okay. Who else? Anyone else? Okay. Okay. So let us check at the correct answer. The correct answer is cane. Okay. And if you recall this particular aspect, they said that for the international market, the exporter said that let us tag it as sustainable option, and let us say that we will use cane. Okay. Now I have another question for all of you in this particular question itself. What do you think is the difference between bamboo and cane? Is there any difference or is it the same thing? Bamboo and cane. Anyone?
Might be flexibility.
So which one is more flexible?
I think bamboo.
Okay, interesting. Sorry, flexible. Yes, you're quite close. So, anyone else who'd want to, answer to this question? I'll just draw a very quick,
I
sketch to.
guess cane would be more flexible than bamboo.
Okay, okay, okay. Let us look at these things and we'll be able to answer it. Okay. So this is how a bamboo looks like, and as a cross section, and how do you see it? Okay. So bamboo is usually hollow in between, right? And this hollowness actually helps you in attributing to flexibility. Okay. So since it's hollow and its fibers are like that, it becomes more flexible. Also, what happens is that the fibers are such that you can actually split it and you can derive little stems out of it. And we have seen many of the basket weavings and a lot of things which are being used by splitting the bamboo. However, cane is a solid cross section. All right, it's a solid cross section, so it's much more dense and it's not that flexible. It's quite hard. Okay, so फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से क्योंकि ये हॉलो है इसलिए उसका उसके नॉट्स होते हैं और आपको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मिल जाता है, बट केन में ऐसा नहीं रहता है। तो खासकर केन को आपने देखा होगा, केन को फर्नीचर में भी हम लोग काफी तरह से यूज करते हैं। Although bamboo is also used in furnitures, but in this particular aspect, it is being used for the pull stick. Okay, so it needs to have certain strength. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि when you are using तो ये split हो जाए और flexible की वजह से ये फिर bend होने लगेगा if people are just imagine a policeman. आपने देखा होंगे वो images, they were standing like this, right? And just imagine, अब कोई खड़ा है और फिर वो bend होने लगे तो people might fall because of it. So hence, cane was being used for the policeman stick. All right. Okay, we'll go to our next question, which is yes. So here comes the poll again. How did the new design of the policeman stick help? Okay. So कुछ चीजें हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किए हैं in our presentation when we were doing the content recap, but there are certain aspects which we didn't discuss. And those of you who have gone through the content, I think you'll be able to address this question. Okay. How did the new design of policeman stick help? Okay. Open up the same tab, the question would have been changed and you'll be able to see this particular question as well. So just have a look and try to, share your perspective. Again, it is an anonymous thing. So, please feel free. We are not judging you. Whatever you think was, helpful in the new design, you can actually share that. You've got one input, supporting mechanism. All right. We've got lots of inputs now. Grip handle, long standing time, position, balance helps. Okay, okay. Helps in different positions. All right. Adjustable handle, adjustable height. Sorry. Okay. Robust, defensive, weapon. Block. Arm locks. Okay. It help policeman for support while standing. Okay. Helps in different positions. Baton, balance. Okay. 8. Strike. Ah, great. I think a lot of people were able to get it. So if any one of you can unmute yourself and explain. So we completely understand that it was helping in the sitting posture, which is quite evident from the new design because they had a seat which was attached to it, which can help them to sit. What were the other scenarios which they had not anticipated, but then it proved out to be a something which was came up as an added benefit? Anybody who can unmute and tell? मतलब वो क्या सिनेरियो थे जो उन्होंने सोचे नहीं थे बट द पुलिसमैन केम एंड टोल्ड कि इट इज हेल्पिंग इन दिस सिनेरियो देयर वर अ कपल ऑफ देम
Sir, initially they didn't know that the cane can be used when the policeman was sitting around, so they can rest their chin on it.
करेक्ट
It was the feedback from the policemen after their experience.
Well done, ma'am. Well done. So yes, when policemen started using those prototypes, they realized that they can actually, have their chin supported while they are sitting. Okay, so it was one of the postures even the professor, demonstrated while in the class. So well done, ma'am. That is a very interesting thing. Any other opinion? Any other additions? So apart from sitting on the chair, sitting on the stick, it was about keeping the chin and resting while you are sitting on a bench. There was one more thing.
Controlling the mob.
Yes, yes. Could you please explain in detail?
Now, if it is a single, I mean, if it's just cane, it would hurt the when while you are pushing the mob, it would hurt them while you push them on their stomach or back or wherever. So with this suppose seat like thing, it won't hurt, but it would help the policeman to push the mob in a better way. That's what professor was explaining and what we could see.
Yes, correct, correct. Well done, sir. Well done. So both of you have responded very well. This was the second aspect. So when there are people pushing in, people, as a mob, they are coming in. If you just have the cane, it might hurt them. But the moment that addition was added, it was not hurting them, but at the same time, it was able to, control the crowd. The other position was, while they were sitting, they can actually rest their chin. Okay, I'm so sorry for the sketch, but they can actually rest their chin over here while they were sitting. So, it came out to be a surprise element when, they were, taking the feedback from the people and it came out very well. That, okay, this was something which they didn't had anticipated, but then, it came out as a surprise. Okay, this is again an interesting posture wherein the people can actually make use of it. Okay, I think this sketch, explains it a better way. Okay, so thank you both of you. I mean, you helped me answer this question. So yes, we need to go through these content in quite detail because even while they are talking casually, they are actually delivering very, very important aspects, right? So we have to go through the content very watchfully. Okay, so thank you for the response here. We'll come to our fourth question, which is, I'm so sorry. Yes, the fourth question is Professor Chakravarti's collaborative model consists of the options are corporates, marketers, and designers and workers, the primary, secondary, and tertiary users, core team, support team, and external team, workers, designers, and users. Okay.
Option C, core team, support team, and external.
Okay. We have got one more for option C. Anyone else?
Option C, sir.
Option C. Anyone else?
Option C, sir.
Great, great. That
Option
is
C as well as even option, why not option B? It also
why not?
has three types of users. Even he was talking about three types of users as well in the same collaborative model.
Okay, so sir is saying that why not option B? Okay. Okay. So let us take this feedback from the people who voted for option C. So could you tell us why not option B? Why only C? I mean, C is obviously preferred choice, but why not option B?
So Sanjeev Kumar this side. So according to me, sir, core team is fully responsible to design the final model based on the its usage and the feedback from the users. So external team is a kind of user
Hmm.
Those are going to provide us the feedback of the component. Support team is kind of temporary leaders who has the good and expertise in their domain. So might be our component can consist of multiple uh, technologies, kind of electrical, mechanical, etc. The core team cannot have all the expertise at the same time. So core team will take the decision what our component will be look like, and support team will support like as per their expertise. So I mean the B is primary; it is not showing any expertise with them. So that's
Okay.
why I'm going with the C.
Interesting, interesting. Because we are talking about the collaborative model. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else who has a point of view? Okay, so I think Sir has made a point which says that, we are talking about the collaborative model, which means that there is some exchange of information, there is some exchange, there is some knowledge sharing, expert sharing is happening. And if we see the kind of model which Professor Chakravarti has, presented, it says that, in the core team, there it's in the middle, and then comes your support team, and then comes your external team. Okay, so from that perspective, the correct answer, as many of you have rightly mentioned, is option C. These are basically different types of users, and their expertise, rightly said, it's not being exchanged. Say, for example, if we are taking an example of a chair, for example, okay, for a chair, the primary user is the person who is sitting. Say, for example, if you are talking about a classroom chair, it is the students who are sitting, right? Or the faculty who is utilizing the chair. When we are talking about secondary users, it is basically people who are making the purchase, who are from the finance team, who are making the decision of this chair to be bought. Tertiary would be people who are manufacturing or the vendors. So, so these all are from a user perspective. These are different types of users. So they are not exchanging information much, among themselves. But when we are working on the collaborative model as a designer, also we need to play a role in terms of exchanging information, learning from them, taking takeaways, taking feedbacks, knowledge, expertise. As Sir also mentioned that a designer cannot be aware of all the different domains of engineering, electrical, like we saw in the case of Wayne Tracer. So they took help from the external agencies, the ones who were very who had an expertise area, right? So the correct answer is C. Okay. We'll come to our fifth question. An idea is considered as innovative when the options are designers emphasize deeply with the community that creates method towards finding solution. It gives solution that makes a positive impact on large number of users. It truly stands out from the rest and makes the user's life easier. Idea is considered innovative when.
So the answer should be option C.
Okay. Solution that makes a positive impact on large number of users. All right. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? So we've
Might
got
be D.
D. It truly stands out from the rest and makes users' life easier. Okay, we have got one vote for D. Anyone else?
Option B, sir.
Option B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just write one vote here as well. I'll just quickly check if there are anybody pending. Okay, there are people. All right. So again, I'm requesting all of you to please try to join by 6 o'clock, because we try to cover a lot of things in our presentation, right from the typology of questions, the marking criteria, the examination concerns, and then we also cover quick recap of the weekly session, followed by a set of 10 questions. So it's a humble request to all of you to please join by 6, 6:10, 6:15. It will be really helpful to all the learners as well as all of us. Okay, we'll go back to the presentation. We have got a mixed set of responses for this question. We have got equal votes for B, C, and D. Anyone else who has any point of view or who would like to share their opinion on this? So it's a single choice. So it's only one answer is correct here. It's not a multiple choice. So please have a look and try to respond. Again, I'm not marking anyone. We are not evaluating you. It's more like to understand your thought process and why you feel that there is a particular answer which is correct. All right. So let's go to the correct answer. The correct answer is C. It gives solution that makes positive impact on large number of users. Okay. So if you remember, Professor, in one of the videos, he says that if a product design or a design is not reaching the masses, then it is not an innovation according to him. Okay. So for anything, any design to be innovative, it needs to reach out to a large number of users. Okay, so a good design might have features like, it stands unique, it makes users' life easier, it is helping them find solutions. But if it is not reaching out to a large number of people, people are not accepting it, people, only limited people are having it. So all this matters a lot. Okay, so for any product to be called innovative, for any idea to be called innovative, again the question was that whether you can call an idea innovative because it has not reached the masses. Okay? It has not reached large number of users. So the main point that the professor is trying to make is that a product can be called innovative. It is reaching out to a large number of people, and not only reaching out, making a positive impact. Okay, there are products which are reaching out to large number of people, but how many products are making a positive impact? Okay, so the correct answer is option C. We'll come to our sixth question. I think it's quite a direct one. The LEDs used in the vein tracer are, so if there is a blank, you need to tell me A, B, C, or D. Color LEDs, graphene LEDs, IR LEDs, or VIS LEDs. Yes. The LEDs used in the vein tracer. What type of LEDs are used in the vein tracer?
Option C, sir.
Option C. We've got one opinion here. All right. Anyone else? So, ma'am, can you please tell us why option C and what is option C basically?
Sir, I remember in the video I saw it's infrared LEDs and the intensity of it affects the people.
Correct, ma'am. Correct. These are the infrared LEDs, and how it helps in the detection of vein, like it's called vein tracer.
The intensity of the light helps the vein to be traced out.
Okay. So
It
what it
shows a
does?
dark line.
Correct,
The
ma'am.
vein
Correct.
is.
So the infrared rays, what they were doing was that they were highlighting the deoxygenated blood, and it could be seen as a black line. Okay, जो vein है ना ये black color का दिख जाता है उसमें. All right. So ma'am is very correct in her response. The correct answer is IR LEDs. As you can see, these are the red lights, and if you can see here, I mean these are the dark veins which are being highlighted. Right. So this is how it is helping them in identifying the veins which needs to be utilized for the extraction process. So thank you once again. We'll go to our seventh question. For what purpose was the folding bicycle primarily used for? Ease of learning, ease of storage, ease of transport, ease of shop display. This we have already discussed in our session today, and I think it's quite direct. So guys, please tell.
B, sir.
We have got opinion B. Anyone else?
Option B.
Option D.
B. B.
B.
Option B, sir. B.
B. Option B. Yes. Yes. Anyone else? Correct. So the correct answer is ease of storage in the house, option B. और आपने देखा होगा कि he also showed a couple of ways in which it can be, hanged around like a scenery in the wall, or it can be, put it under the sofa or, under the bed. Essentially because, the handles could be turned around. Okay. If you see this handle thing, it could be turned around and made in this particular way as a cross section. But while keeping, it can be turned around so that everything is aligned, it's coplanar, and it can be easily stacked up anywhere. If you see, even the pedals have collapsed and they have been aligned in the same plane. Right. So well done. Now coming to our eighth question, what was the root cause of designing the vein tracer? Okay, the options are: finding veins was painful to the child, waste of time in finding the vein, it was so painful for the people to get pricked multiple times, the blood sampling of anesthesia patient was painful.
C.
Okay, that was very prompt response. We have got one.
Option C.
Option C. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Option C. So option C says it was so painful for the people to get pricked multiple times. Right? Correct. Well said. Let's see the correct answer. And yes, it is correct answer is option C, which is it was so painful for the people to get pricked multiple times. If you remember in the video, it says, the student who went around, he said that, it's not justified that people are coming there for blood donation, and in return what they are getting is getting pricked multiple times. Right? So he wanted to change that scenario, and that is where this entire, multiple times the vein tracer came into existence, although they also ventured into a lot more different age groups, wherein they also went into the pediatric space. They also explored its usage in the anesthesia patients. However, it's still not worked out well, because they are reiterating, they are working around, and also any product to be used in a medical domain needs to be approved. It needs to be, it needs to have certain criteria to be used in a medical sector when it is, concerning with the health of a patient. So these use cases are not directly used, and that is why, it could not be used in this particular scenarios. However, the correct answer is getting pricked multiple times. Okay. Oh, I think I've given answer to this question as well. So coming to the second last question, why was the vein tracer proved to be unusable with anesthesia patients? So the options are: they were not taken into good consideration during user study, vein tracer got out of stock, too many veins were visible in this situation, and none of the above. Anyone? Why was the vein tracer proved to be unusable? इसको use नहीं हुआ for the anesthesia patient.
Sir, I guess it's option D.
Option?
D. None of the above.
None of the above. Okay. Anyone else? They were not taken into good consideration during study. Vein tracer got out of stock. Too many veins were visible. None of the above. So you've got one vote here. Anyone else? So these are all the questions from the week's content. Okay, I'm not adding any new content. It is something which has been discussed. It had been probably explicitly said in the presentation or in the video or in the lecture, or it had been mentioned somewhere, right? Unusable for the anesthesia patient. Okay, so let me tell you the correct answer. The correct answer is option A, which is they were not taken into good consideration during the study. So if you remember, the study was primarily started with the blood banks. Okay, it started with the blood banks, and the prime area of concern was people getting pricked multiple times, and those were their main area of focus and main users. So the other user group got added eventually, and like the professor also mentions that you get deviated when you are going with the flow. So they got anesthesia patients as well, and then they got a user group of pediatric patients as well, but then their prime area was people in the blood banks. Okay. So, in their study, they did not take a good consideration of this particular use case of anesthesia patient. And that's where the correct answer is option A. So, coming to the last question, what are the advantages of pilot production? So, the options are it helps identify and rectify defects before mass production. It gives insight into possible production hassles. It saves money in the long run, and all of these pilot production.
All the above, all of this.
All of this. 20.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? Anyone who has any other perspective, any other option to add? Okay, let's see the correct answer. The correct answer is all of these. Yes. So it basically helps you in, understanding what could be the possible issues uh, in the mass production. So these are all the aspects which actually help while you are doing a pilot production round. Okay, so well done. I think all these are correct, and we conclude our set of 10 questions. Okay, so we have not got any questions from the discussion forum as yet. But what we'll do is we'll now just turn to our screen, and we'll try to stop presenting once. All right. All right. So I would like to hear from you all. I mean, those who have joined late. Sorry, I couldn't take your inputs or take your introduction. If you can please, briefly introduce yourself. The idea is to get an understanding of, what kind of diverse audience we have right now. So those who have joined late, I mean, we began the session by a quick round of introduction from all of us who had joined by that time. If you have joined later, if you can please, unmute and please tell us about yourself. Uh, we've got Miss Divya. Ma'am, you are there?
No, sir, I joined late.
Okay. Ma'am, if you can please briefly introduce yourself.
I'm working as an assistant professor in the Department of Costume Design and Fashion from PSG College of Arts and Science.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Most welcome, ma'am.
Thank
Um,
you.
we have got Dr. Thiru. Sir, if you can
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Good evening, Mr. Abhishek Srivatsava.
Yes.
Uh, I am working as a professor with Atlas Skilltech University at Mumbai.
Okay, okay, sir. You are stationed in Mumbai as of now?
No, I am at Coimbatore.
Coimbatore. Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Most
So it
welcome,
is,
sir.
yeah, okay.
We have Dr. Jaya Karthik. Hello, ma'am. All right. Do we have Gargi, Miss Gargi? Mr. Hari Ranganath, Mr. Jayaprakash.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello,
I
sir.
am
Good evening.
Jay. I'm working as a new product design leader in automobile component supply based in Chennai.
Okay, welcome, sir. Welcome to this course.
Thank you.
And I'm just quickly going through the screen. Okay, so if there is anyone who is left out, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, sir. I am Pranav from Amity School of Design. I am currently a student.
Hi, Pranav. Which place you are in? I mean, is this the Noida campus
Calcutta,
one?
sir. No, sir. In Calcutta campus.
Calcutta campus. All right, all right. So, Pranav, could you tell me if this is from an academic requirement or it is out of interest you are doing it?
No, sir. It's pressured by academy.
Academic requirement. Okay, Pranav. Welcome, welcome. Is there anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. This is Sanjeev Kumar. I am working as a structural analyst.
Sir, where are you based out?
So I'm based at Pune and I'm associated with JCB.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Most welcome to this course. Uh, I think there was one more person, Miss Akshaya.
Yes, sir. Myself, Akshay. I'm pursuing my final year in automobile engineering based in Chennai.
Okay, welcome, Akshay. Anyone else who would want to introduce themselves?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I'm Hari Ranganath. I'm pursuing Triple E at Amrita School of Engineering at Coimbatore.
You're pursuing which course?
Triple E, BTech.
BTech. All right. In Coimbatore.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Welcome, Hari Ranganath. Do we have anyone else who is left out? All right, all right. So, if anyone has any questions pertaining to week one or with respect to the access of the course content and where to look for quizzes, we can have a quick discussion around it. If you're facing any issues in going through the course content.
Sir, I just want to ask a question. What is the true purpose of this course? We can understand design is too many ways. Like it's a innovation of design, but what is the true purpose of this course?
Okay. See, Pranav, since I believe you are pursuing a design course, so probably you are being aware of a lot of aspects of design from your curriculum itself. But then there are many people who are not from design background, and they would also want to, they are curious, they have an inquiry in terms of what design is, how do we make innovative products, what are the challenges, what is there any process by which we can achieve an innovative product. So all these concern and all these things are not being made aware to a lot of people who are from different domains. Okay, so since you are into a design college and you are already pursuing it, probably you are getting and being aware of all those aspects, and you're also getting that learning from a lot of different subjects which is also being added up, right? So which is where when we have a very diverse range of audience, then people try to understand what design is. Design is becoming a buzzword. We have got national design policy as well. Now design in India is becoming a lot more practical aspect, right? So that is why now people are curious to know, and that's where these courses will help them understand what the design is. What do you mean by innovation by design? How do you approach innovation? What are the pitfalls if you are trying to come up with your own design? There are also many of the students who would want to start their own kickstart their startups. So what are the challenges? How do you make that product suitable enough for your audience? So from all these aspects, the course has been designed, and not only this course, there are other courses as well which complements this course. Okay, so this course can be seen as a primer, like you have understanding design as a course, which is also, it's like a basic course which tells you about design. This can be considered this can be considered as a step further to it, which is like innovation by design. And going forward, you have other courses of design wherein design and technology has been taken up in a great detail. Then you have understanding incubation and entrepreneurship. Okay, so all these courses are building your capacity in terms of taking up entrepreneurship, in terms of starting with a company of yours. So from that purpose, this is helping all of us. Do you have any other further question? Okay. So if not, what I'll do is I'll quickly share
So,
my screen. Yes, please.
I have a question, sir. How often will have these meeting sessions? After every week or?
Right. So Akshaya, I mean, in the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned that since it's a 4 week course, so every week we'll be meeting at the same day at the same time. So it's like a 4 week course, and the sessions are scheduled on Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. So every week, every subsequent week, we'll be meeting between this particular time. Also, what we'll do is that after 4 weeks are over, there will be one more summary session, or we can say a conclusive session of 1 hour, wherein we'll be detailing about certain aspects of especially briefing those people who are appearing for examination. So what are the things they need to take care of, so basically the information pertaining to their final appearance of the examination. So like I said, every week from now on, every Tuesday 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be meeting. The session is primarily for those who are finding any issue. It's more like a problem solving session, and at the same time it will help you prepare up for your and it will help you prepare for your final quiz, or the final third examination, by going through a set of 10 questions which are different from the current assignment. Okay, anyone else, any issue? All right. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. There are many people who might be having trouble in terms of understanding the platform. If you're not having any issue with the NPTEL platform, or if you're not finding an issue, you can leave the session. But I would suggest that if you're there, just be there for another 5-6 minutes, so that you are able to see what are the different tabs and how you can access the quizzes, because quizzes are an important aspect in terms of completing the certifications, right? So I'll quickly share my screen. Right. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. So when you log in with your credentials, this is how the page design would look like. These are the announcement section, and within about the course on the left side, you will see all these tabs, right? So this is week 1 content. Even the week 2 content is also live now, right? So you can see all the content here. And if you see week 1 content, you will see quiz, week 1 assignment. Okay. So quiz and assignment are the same thing. For every week, there will be a quiz, and you have to attempt that quiz. So for week 1, this is the quiz. If you go to week 2, if you go through all the content becomes blue. Okay. This is how, see, if you can see the blue bubble, it is basically depicting that you have gone through the content, right? If I don't see a blue bubble, it means that I have not gone through the content. Okay, these are the ones which are left out, right? So then you click on quiz. And when you click on the quiz, so this is the week 2 quiz. It will be opening up here, and it will also show you the deadline of the quiz before which you need to submit that particular assignment, right? Okay, so thank you, Ashwani. Those who want to leave, they can leave. I'm just explaining the aspects of the portal, right? So if you're new to this, if you're using NPTEL for the first time, it'll be helpful to you. So you can see that we have week 2 assignment 2. This is where the due date is mentioned, right? So 7th Feb is the date for week 2 assignment as well as week 1 assignment. So you have to go through the course content, and then you have to input the correct answers. Okay. And then you have to submit. Once you have submitted, you'll be able to see your progress in the progress bar. You click on the progress, eventually you'll be able to see the progress, right? So here you can actually see the assignment progress and the lesson progress. Once the deadline is over, that is after the 7th of Feb, you will start getting your scores here. Okay, so week one score would be visible, week two score would be visible. The idea is to make you aware that how well you are progressing in this particular course, right? Another important thing is the ask a question functionality, which I discussed in the presentation. Basically, the idea is that you have these set of questions, and you can actually respond to these questions, right? So it will help you in understanding the question and the content, and basically, when you raise a question, people will be able to address to it. All right. And then you have books. The entire content has been translated in a form of a book. If you click the book here, I think it's a very helpful thing. You can actually download the book and keep it with you, because while you are preparing for final examination or even for reference, I think it has a complete content and text. So even if you miss out on a few lectures, the content from the book will actually help you in understanding the entire thing, right? So you can download it, you can keep it. It is more like a transcript, as well as in detail it tells you about the different process and the different case studies. So it can act as a quick guide for you, right? It can act as a very quick guide for you, and you can actually understand that. Okay. And let me quickly share one more thing, and then we can actually close the session. Okay, so these are the text transcripts. Okay, so the entire video, you can actually download the text transcripts. When you click download now, it will be directing you to that particular page. Okay, so this is the PDF. So for all the lectures, the transcripts are present. This also you can download if you have time and you have luxury of reading through all of it. These PDFs are also very much readily available to all of you. All right. So these are a couple of links which you can actually go through and kind of get more understanding about the course, right? So I still see a few people. I think thank you, all of you, for joining in, for participating in the polls, sharing your views, sharing your responses, because all that helps us in mutual learning. And I would expect all of you the next week at 6 p.m. once again. If anybody has any question, you can speak up. We have still a minute left. Anybody who has any question?
Sir, I have a question. Does the week zero scores are taken for the
Okay.
assignment?
Okay. So week zero scores are not considered in evaluation, right? It is only for preparatory set of questions, and those are not meant to be considered in the evaluation of your course, right? It is only for the making you aware of how the questions are.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, all right. So we'll close the session. It's 8 o'clock, and thank you once again, all of you, for joining in. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm closing the meeting. Thank you all.